Hey my beauties, how are you doing? I do hope you're doing fine. I'm feeling fantastic, I'm beautiful, I'm perfect, I'm great. How are you? How do you feel? It's really, really important how you feel. Remember, how you feel is as a result of your thoughts. So whatever you're thinking affects how you feel, and how you feel affects your action, which affects your results. So if you want to change your life, you gotta change your thoughts. All right, so today we are talking about what? Never give up. And I know it's easier said than done. 100% agree, because just the other day I was almost giving up on my business because I was trying to do everything by myself, which is crazy. And yeah, I almost did that. But one thing that I asked myself is, why in the first place did I start that business? And then I was like, yeah, I started the business because of this. So I came up with the reasons as to why I started the business. And because of those reasons, I couldn't give up in as much as I wanted to give up. And that's where I came up with the idea that I need people to be doing some other things, and I do the things that I'm capable of. Because when you're doing things that you are not that much passionate about, what happens is that you become overwhelmed. And that has been me of late. I've been overwhelmed with trying to fix everything, trying to do things that I'm not even good at, and that's techie. I'm not good at technical things at all, and those are the very, very things I was trying to do. And I realized I'm actually not good at it, and so trying to learn those things while still running a business is not easy. And so I decided, you know what, that's not good for me. Let me just leave that, and then me focus on whatever exactly I love doing and whatever I like doing. And when I did that, I realized my passion went up. So when you're doing things that you don't like, there's a big chance of you giving up so much easily. So you need to ask yourself why in the first place you started whatever it is that you started. Is it a business? Why did you start the business? Is it is it a career? Why did you apply for that position? Because there were so many other positions, but why specifically did you apply for that position? Now when you ask for yourself those questions, you get to understand what makes you tick. And you need to understand what makes you tick. When you understand what makes you tick, then by all means you get your passion more, and you're more energized to continue on the same path. That does not mean that you don't change. You can change, like I did. Look at what is not working for you and focus on what is working for you. And if you can be able to outsource some of the things, you better do that. I had to do that by myself because I cannot do everything by myself, So I had to do that. So in your career also, you need to understand what makes you tick. What makes you wake up from your bed every single day to go to that work, to go to that job. So whatever it is that you are good at, focus on whatever you're good at. If you need an assistant to help you do the other things that you're not so good at, then by all means go ahead and do that. Or if you need to take a class to be able to become better at it, then by all means do that. So when you are giving up, just ask yourself that question, and you'll be able to understand what area of that thing, be it a job, be it a business, is not bringing passion in you, it's not bringing joy in you, it's not bringing happiness in you. What is that thing that is really a pain? What's that thing that is a pain? Is that something you can do about it? What is that thing that you can do about it? Can you outsource? Then go ahead and outsource. Is that something that you can learn? Then go ahead and learn. So for me, I realized if I have to learn these things, this technical stuff, it's going to take very, very much of my time, like a lot of my time, and I'll not be able to focus on my core thing. So I realized if I focus on that, then I'm going to be losing on my core thing, which gives me happiness and joy. So I decided that thing can be done by somebody else, and I can do what I love the most. And this 100% is what I love the most. I love talking. I love to share my wisdom. I love to be able to learn this part of it. But the technical part of it, I don't like. So that one I give to somebody else, and I focus on this which I'm good at and which I'm improving on. So when you focus on what you're good at, you keep on improving and you become an expert at that which you do. And the other thing I would say is when you ask yourself why you want to do that, and then when you understand exactly why you want to do it, then you need to ask yourself about what's the end game. Like, whatever you're doing, what is it that you're aspiring to be? So for example, in my own business, coaching is my thing. helping and empowering women is my thing. For these women to become better at whatever it is that they are doing, that's my jam, that's my thing, that's what I love. So what's the end thing? Like, not like necessarily the end of the thing and that's it. No, what's the vision? What's the end goal? And by end goal, I don't mean that's the end and then you stop. No. What is it that you're focusing on? What is it that you're working on? What is it that you're working towards? So for me is speaking engagements. That's what I want. For me is being a global expert in coaching and especially helping women. That's my jam. That's my thing. That's what I'm focusing on. So that's what I'm working towards, becoming that woman, becoming that expert, becoming that queen, where I'm at a global level, and I'm helping women from all over the world. That's my jam. That's what I'm working on. That's what excites me. So if I focus on the technical stuff, then it means I'm not going to improve on the me that need to be on the global market. You get? And so if I don't work on that, it means I will be failing on this, trying to do something that I can outsource, trying to do something that I'm not really good at, trying to do something that I'm not passionate about. So when I leave that one to somebody else, and I focus on this, then I improve on my skill. So for you in that career that you are at, be it a nurse, maybe you're a nurse, maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a fellow coach, maybe you're into training, maybe you're a leader, maybe you're a manager, maybe you're in human resource. Like, what is your vision? What is your long-term goal? Whom do you want to become? What are you working on? What makes you tick? Why do you wake up every day? So what is the vision? What's the big goal? What are you focusing on? Where do you want to be? Probably a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Then focus on that. So when you know what you're working on, when you know what you're focusing on, when you know what you're really, really working on, then it helps you to keep on improving yourself. It helps you to become a better version of yourself. It helps you become that person now. You become that person today. All right. And then the other thing I would tell you is attitude. What's your attitude towards whatever it is that you're doing? What's your attitude in your business? What's your attitude in your job? What's your attitude? How do you show up? Because we really talk about dressing up and all that, but before you even dress up, like when you come into the door, what is that aura saying about you? Before you even open up your mouth, what is that energy saying about yourself? When you enter into a room, what do people feel? Do they feel your energy, like positively? Do they feel that vibe positively? Or do they feel like, oh, what's happening? Who has just entered this room, in a good way or in a bad way? It depends, in a good way or in a bad way. When you enter into a room, your aura speaks. That's your energy, that's your vibe, that's your mood speaks before you even speak. So how are you showing up? What's your attitude towards your job? What's your attitude towards your business? What's your attitude towards your colleagues? What's your attitude towards your staff? What is your attitude? Because as they say, how we do one thing most of the time is how we do most of the things. So how you're showing up in your business, how you're showing up in your job, how you're showing up to your colleagues, like it matters so much. Okay, so when you affect somebody else positively, that energy comes back to you multiplied in so many ways. So have a focus on where you want to go. Ask yourself why you started whatever you started in the first place, and then when you do that, you don't give up. In as much as we have those days that you really want to give up, you remember your why, and then you remember your vision. Then these two, when you remember your why and you remember your vision, it keeps you going. So my darling, I wish you all the best in whatever it is you're doing in your business. I do urge you to show up and show up energetically, show up positively, show up for whatever it is that you're doing, because when you show up, that thing shows up for you. Be it business, be it your colleagues, be it whatever it is. So the thing is, show up and show up positively. Check your energy, check your vibe, check your attitude, check your mind. Like, what's your mindset? What are your thoughts? Check those thoughts. What's your vision? What's your dream? What's your goal? Focus on those things. Okay, so my darling, I'll urge you to share this video with your friends. I'll urge you to subscribe, to comment, to like, hearts, and share it with your friends. And also the most important thing, apply. Whatever it is that you're learning from my videos, please apply, because if you don't apply whatever it is that you're learning, then it's as same as not doing anything. And so if you don't change, then nothing changes. So my darling, to your success. Adios.